Well, hello and welcome back. My name's Kieron Seamons. This is my little inky world where everything is inky and messy and fun. So, today I've got a letter. I've got a request, okay? And I'd like to share it with you. I am dealing with stress and it has overtaken my life. I was thinking if I could see what stress looks like, I could beat it more easily. Could you help visualize it for me? Visualize stress. Wow. Wow. There. Oh my God. That is a challenge. So, today we're going to visualize stress to help somebody see this creature, see this thing, and beat it. So, that sounds like a good cause, right? So if you're with me, let's go and do it. Well, hello and welcome back. So, we have this challenge to visualize stress. I'm not quite sure even where to start. We will obviously be using ink because I'm addicted to ink. Let's get a nice nib. That one looks okay. Right, so I'm gonna just try and got a little bit of charcoal here. Maybe I'll just kind of rough in a little bit more of a kind of a. It's always nice to start a little bit different, and I've got this idea of a shape, and I thought it would be nice to kind of give it a kind of a muddy beginning to it. And again, around, maybe we could have some nice kind of dark rings around where the eyes would be, if the eyes are going to be there. And this is all kind of like just pre-guessing what we're going to do. We have no real idea, but sometimes it's nice just to get a dirty finger. Sometimes it's just nice to kind of put in a little bit of a shape of a head of some kind of sort, Maybe it'll even have an ear, who knows. But just enough to kind of give you some kind of feeling about something before you kind of go wild with your ink. I got nothing to clean that on, so I'll wipe it on my trousers. You didn't see that. Right, so here we go. This feeling about visualizing something is probably a very, 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 very good way of dealing with things, that by kind of visualizing something, you can kind of beat it. I love that. Sarah, or was it Sarah? Whatever. That is a beautiful idea, and I really, really respect that idea to draw up whatever your fear is. And it really does come up to being quite an incredible idea. The idea that we can visualize what stress looks like. And in that way that we have the control. We can dictate what type of a creature he is going to be. In fact, I've just had a lovely idea, since I've got another finger there. And that red is just staring at me. Can I get my finger in there? Wouldn't it be really cool? Wouldn't it be fantastically cool if he had a big red nose? You see, this is just like a red finger and a pot of red ink that's sitting on the side, and we have a new direction. A wonderful, wonderful new direction. I'll need to clean my finger for that one. There you go. One black finger, one red finger. And we've only just started. This is just giving us this power of deciding what this creature, or this demon, or this feeling, or whatever you want to call it. This is what we can control it with. We can give him a long, scraggly eyebrow. And we can make him look a little bit sad because nobody likes him. Nobody likes stress. So nobody likes this horrible little creature. And no one likes him and his little red nose. And I think that this is a lovely way to kind of deal with things. If you can kind of like think that stress is getting on top of your life, and maybe this way of visualizing him as some kind of silly clown, it might help, you know. Let's give him some little half like wrinkles, you know, those kind of like laugh wrinkles like people get. Get in there. I'm going to draw a big kind of googly eye that's kind of sticking out on the side of his head there. And it's a beautiful way to kind of control your, you know, the fact that something that might be scaring you, the fact that something that might be making you feel bad, all of a sudden can be a little bit of a comical creature, a comical character in some kind of fun way. So that's what we're trying to achieve today. We're trying to give stress a face. And so far, he's got very sad looking eyes. He's got a big red nose. We're going to bring down from that. We're going to bring down some of those wrinkles under that. Let's give it a nice little bit of a shadow underneath that big red nose. And already this kind of creature is already beginning to look rather silly, you know. I love the idea of him having lipstick on as well. But not nicely done lipstick. And I love the idea of him having very, very odd, gappy teeth. And not the best of teeth either. And what it's doing is kind of us putting a face to something. And the sillier that we make this creature, or this feeling, the sillier we make him feel, the better. I think so far we're doing quite well, aren't we? Let's get a little bit more of that. Just to add a little bit more. Oh, I've smudged the black. Dear. We'll fix that. Don't you worry, we'll fix that. Now I've got this idea that we're going to have his tongue hanging between his teeth. And there we have a lovely description of what type of a character he has. In fact, that smudge that I've just made almost looks like he's got a black eye, that somebody wasn't very happy with him. So there we have a very nice look for this creature called Stress. Yeah, I've got to be very careful now because everything's kind of like wet. So I don't want to really start smudging things and then causing a mess like it started to do at the top there. Just darkening up a few of those lines there just to kind of work things out a little bit. And we're gonna. I did do this little shape here because I really wanted to give him a little ear, because I don't really feel like this type of creature listens very much. So we're going to give him a little. So let's get in and give him a very thin little neck. Now I feel like I need to put some brush in there. I need to get a bit of thickness to it. And what it does is it just gives a little bit of thickening to certain areas. And I quite often do that. You will see me doing it. Sometimes it just kind of gives a little bit of weight to a certain part of the character. Certain areas that I want to kind of stand out. To our pen. Very nice. And it's always difficult when people have got problems, and it's always very difficult to know how to kind of help them in a way. Especially when it's a problem that a lot of people deal with, And stress is one of those, you know, one of those very, very difficult kind of situations. I give him a little bit of a point on the top of his head there, which I quite like. Give him a little bit of a jacket. Obviously not a very nice jacket. It's probably one that he's found in some kind of trash can or bin or whatever your wording is. It gives us a nice kind of, oh no, just broken a nib. Just broken a nib. Should have used a brush for that, shouldn't I? Sometimes it's nicer just to kind of get in there and use a brush in a way of, sometimes it's got a nicer, thicker type of approach. It kind of, it does have a very, very, very beautiful feeling when you have a brush. So I hope stress is beginning to look not so fearful and not so strong and not so powerful. He's got this pointy head and he's got a couple of little hairs on the top of his pointy head. And he's not a very happy person. He's not a very pretty person. So what are you worried about? Huh? I think it's quite a nice vision. The fact that he's this silly little pointy head man with a red nose. That's what stress is. So every time you get worried about something and you think, oh, stress, and you go, stress, oh, I know what stress looks like. He's that silly little man with the red nose and the tongue hanging out. He's nothing special. He's nothing special at all. He's a silly little man. He's nothing to be afraid of. That helps. That really helps. Helps a lot by just giving some depth to the mouth. Makes the teeth stand out more. Very pleased with that. And you can see his wrinkly little face. It's like, what's he gonna do for you? He might go boo, and that's about it. Nothing else. He can't do anything to you. So today when you look at stress, think of my drawing. Then he's got these, I'm only gonna give him 2 fingers because I want him to be as harmless as possible. And I'm choosing 2 fingers for a very, very good reason, that he can only kind of give you two messages. One is a rude one and one is a good one. So once you see how rude he is and how ridiculous he is, and he's only got 1 finger and 1 thumb, so definitely he can't do very much harm. There's not much he can do with his one finger. He might make you feel uncomfortable when he shows you his one finger, but he can't do very much with it. So, stress, you're nothing. You're nothing. Buttons on there for his jacket. He's missing one there. Give it a nice kind of stripe to it. Always nice to add patterns to clothes, whether it's kind of like checkered or pinstripe or something like that. I do like that. So there we have him. A rather silly little creature. And I've got this idea that maybe, because spiders are quite frightening, so I thought maybe it would be funny if he had kind of like spider's legs, you know. That he had legs that were like a little bit kind of like, you imagine him kind of like scuttling across the floor, you know, in his kind of like, in the same way that a spider is. A spider can kind of run across the floor and everybody jumps in the air with terrified, you know, with fear, and all he's got is these little hairy legs. But, you know, if you really wanted to, you could just squash it. So, that's what I'm thinking about when I'm seeing his little legs, his little hairy legs, scuttling across the floor like a little spider, like a little creature. And we know that Stress, although he's loud, and although he's got his bad finger, and although he's got his little scuttly spider legs, we can squash him if we want. If we stop believing in him, he will disappear. If we stop believing in this stress that he's causing all this trouble, if we stop believing in Stress, maybe he would just disappear. What do you think? Do you think that's the way it would work? Do you think that's the way it would happen? I do. So today, all your stress, just say, well, it'll be better tomorrow. Things will get better tomorrow. Or go and sort your problem out. Whatever the problem is, you need to pay that bill. Go and get it sorted out. If you're worried about something, don't worry. It will be okay. Don't let stress get to you. Another little leg at the back there, with these little claws stuck in the ground. So there's a nice vision of what stress looks like. In my mind, that's what stress looks like. And stress is only about 3 inches tall. He's only about that big. So we can go if we want to. Just step on him if you want to. Just step on him. Or let your cat chase him around the ground. And you see cats chasing spiders, don't you? So that is what stress looks like for me. And I hope, Sarah, I hope this will make you laugh, and I hope this will make you rethink the power of stress and the power of negativity in full. That if we visualize it, if we think about it, if we reinstall it into our brain. You know, stress is this huge, big, dangerous, bad thing that comes to get us. Well, maybe it's a 3-inch little Spider-Man creature that we can just squash and step on if we want to. Wouldn't that be nice? So, today, that's how we're going to visualize him. That's just how we're going to visualize him. That's just how we see him. We don't see him as anything else. We see him as rather a pathetic little thing. And I hope that helps you. I hope that really helps you. I hope that helps you to visualize how silly this little creature is, and how better we are, how stronger we are, and how we can overcome stress. How we can reinvent him to be a little spider creature that scuttles along the ground trying to scare people. But we're not scared. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear what you think, especially if it was Sarah who sent me the message. We all do. We all get it. We all have stress. So don't feel too bad about it. You know, we've all been in a very stressful situation and very bad times. But maybe we can rethink what it looks like. Maybe we can think about it being quite a pathetic little creature. And I'm really curious to see if I can add some grey to help it out with my trusty brush. And it's just in a way to kind of dull down this character, to dull down his importance. Kind of give us that feeling of a rather pathetic, a rather... Hello, Mr. Miro. Somebody wants to come and say hello. Look! It's Mr. Miro. Hello, baby boy. He's just been asleep and he's just woken up. Oh, you get your foot in my pocket. There you go. There you are. You want to say hello to everybody? Huh? He's getting ready for his walk in a minute. He's getting ready to go and do his charity walk, which is what we have been working on and planning for the last few days. There we are. That come up quite nice. So, I would love to get your comments about today's drawing. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear what you're thinking. And I would love to see what you think about the idea of reinventing stress. Reinventing this silly creature. to make our lives better, make our lives easier by reinventing him. And I'm just putting in some dirty water there. I love my dirty water. And it just tints everything off. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And I'm really pleased with that. I'm really pleased with my vision. Remember, these drawings have no plan, they have no sketch. They are just whatever comes out of my brain at the time. And I think that's a nice, relaxed way to do things. And I'm going to do a lovely big border on this. Where's my... with a nice big brush, and I'm going to drop some ink. And it's always nice just to frame things off. I do just like to finish off that way. Sometimes it gives me a lovely kind of feeling that it's complete. The drawing is finished, you know. And there is our fabulous... We'd love to have done a nice green jacket on him or something. But there is Stress. That is my vision of Stress. And that is what I hope you will see as Stress from now on. You will never see it as some big, powerful thing. That it's this little creature that scuttles along on his little spiky legs with his one finger and his thumb. He will either tell you that or he'll either tell you that. Don't give him that power. Don't let him use those digits. And that is, in fact, I've got a lovely little touch on his nose just to... Can I... do any of these liquids work? Hopefully this one does. And I can just do a nice little highlight on his nose. And that is Stress. So Sarah, I hope that helps. I hope that visualizes Stress for you. I hope today you can just pick this little stress thing up and you can just squash it. And you can have a beautiful day. And you can have a beautiful rest of the week without him. There you are. That is Stress. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for enjoying my morning. And I do enjoy my mornings of just drawing whatever comes into my mind. So, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, I would love you to come and watch my black and red fingers all over again. See you again soon. Bye-bye.